We bought a townhome for like $1.2 million in Seattle, and we're going to Airbnb it. And we just found that that's a lot of money to invest in a property to maybe get a little bit of return on. So a friend of mine in Arizona said, "Hey, I just sold all of my Airbnb properties." So he sold all his, bought a hotel, and he says, "You got to join me on this." So I figured that for 1.2 million I paid for a townhome, I can buy an 80 to 100 door hotel for the same price, and I can generate $80,000 in revenue a month and about 40,000 in expense. So there's $40,000 in profit. So it's like, wow, it was just mind blowing to me. And it's just really supersizing investment opportunity out there.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone that I'm looking forward to chatting with, Jeff Dickinson, who has been making serious moves as a real estate agent, as well as hotel investor and Airbnb connoisseur for his hotels and properties. So excited to have you here on the show today, Jeff.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Happy to be here.
Of course, I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching building resort communities and, just working on creating new processes with your hotel investments. So let's dive in. First off, for those not yet familiar with you and your world, can you share what your main focus is?
Yeah. So again, Jeff Dickinson. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and my main focus right now is investing in hotels using the Airbnb concept to drive revenue and reduce expense and just operate hotels on a totally different format than we would typically think of.
What does that mean to you, a different format? Can you expand on what the typical format is and what makes yours different?
Yeah. So the typical format would be, hotels are operated with walk-up guests, with more vacation minded guests. We're really focused on that workforce housing for local, maybe oil field work, building wind farms or the local Amazon warehouse. Very very blue collar in nature. Again, workforce housing. Very few of our guests are vacationers. They're typically longer term stays. And with the Airbnb, just using Airbnb as our main a reservation source, these guests are socially vetted. So we find a higher quality guests. We don't have any.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Real trouble with them, where with walk-up guests, we tend to have some more trouble. So, they're socially vetted. If they don't toe the line, then they're just going to be banished from Airbnb. We also have some liability um, help with chargebacks on credit cards. So Airbnb actually takes the liability off of our hands, so we don't get any chargeback. So, and we're able to operate these hotels at a greatly reduced labor. So typically 3 full-time employees are able to handle an 80 to 110 door hotel property. So just, we just operate them just much more efficiently and totally different than typical hotels.
Awesome. How did you get started with all of that?
Well, the epiphany I had 3 years ago is we bought a townhome for like $1.2 million in Seattle, and we're going to Airbnb it, and we just found that that's a lot of money to invest in a property to maybe get a little bit of return on. So a friend of mine in Arizona said, "Hey, I just sold all of my Airbnb properties. We're just seeing the dilution down in the Phoenix area. Everybody's doing Airbnbs. We had the Phoenix Open, we had the Super Bowl in, and there were still Airbnb properties left unfulfilled. So he sold all his, bought a hotel, and he says, "You got to join me on this." So I figured that for 1.2 million I paid for a townhome, I can buy an 80 to 100 door hotel for the same price, and I can generate $80,000 in revenue a month and about 40,000 in expense. So there's $40,000 in profit. So it's like, wow, it was just mind blowing to me. And it's just really supersizing investment opportunity out there. And I think it's a genre that a lot of people don't think of, or they think that it's just way beyond their capabilities. And here these hotels are just suffering in many communities, and they're easy to obtain and finance. So just really dug in. We've got a number of properties now and growing. So just really excited about the concept.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a unique approach that most people aren't aware of. And a lot of the listeners on this show are investors. So, how can investors get started in the hotel space if that's something they're not looking into yet?
Yeah, so we actually have a federal securities registration. So if there are any investors looking to get into the space, I'd love to have a conversation. Whether they're looking to put all the money in themselves and would look at us to help manage the properties, evaluate the properties, that's certainly an opportunity there. Or most of my investors have put in 50 to 300,000, and they're getting a 12% return on their money. And then after 3 years, it goes up to about 24% return. So it's not a bad investment. I think a lot easier to get into than going out and buying your own Airbnb property in a vacation spot, for instance. So, great entry point. Lots of education opportunities. We can hold investors' hands and really educate them on what we're doing.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is your method more of partnering with these people for your existing projects?
It is, yeah. Primarily just growth. New projects. So typically, we'll have three investors go in with us on a new project. The typical property acquisition requires about 300,000 to 400,000 in total cash down payment. We've been lucky historically in that we've been getting the sellers to carry the contract for us for 5 or 10 year period. At a lower interest rate than market right now. So that's been another benefit.
Awesome. Yeah, so what are you most focusing on solving or scaling to next in your business?
Yeah, so we continue to find new efficiencies to operate the properties. We find some new revenue opportunities, to increase revenue, advertising opportunities. All of our advertising we direct, no matter what it is, social media, Google, etc. We are directing these clients to Airbnb to book. So we don't have a reservation system internal. We don't take walk up guests. So we just send everybody to Airbnb. So we're finding new sources on that to increase revenue, and other sources to be more efficient on supplies, on labor, things like that, just to drive our program.
Yeah. So, is there a reason that you're working particularly with these blue collared workers versus another group of people?
Well, what we're finding is that there's a lot of them out there. We actually get accolades and calls from the mayors of towns that we're in, from even the police SWAT team commanders, saying that, boy, this is great. You guys have come in, you've cleaned up this hotel property. Historically, we've had to bring the SWAT team out, a couple times a month because of problems, but you've really helped clean up the neighborhood. You guys are model citizens, and from the mayor's standpoint, they're saying, you're really helping solve homelessness, and so we just offer a really great value accommodations package for people that may be on the street. So we're really proud of that, and I think there's just a lot of um, um, a lot of value conscious travelers out there that have an affinity to what we're doing.
Absolutely. What have been some of the main challenges that you have faced as you have, yeah, been working on these projects?
Yeah, probably our biggest challenge has been just the transition of the clients that have been staying at the hotel when we've acquired them. A lot of drug and alcoholism, a lot of criminal activity. So we go in, and with Airbnb and socially vetting these people over about a 2-month period, we're able to clean up the property, get a whole new clientele in there. We fence the property. That's been a big, huge benefit.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Our clients really want a safe environment. Many of these hotels are in transitional areas, little challenge areas. So we try to do everything we can to make the safest environment for them. We increase lighting, put the fences around. So I think that's been one of our biggest challenges to overcome.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Are there a lot of barriers to entry for people that are also interested in these types of investment opportunities and business ventures?
Excuse me. I think I think the barrier to entry is just really being able to plug in, either as a simple investor, just looking to, they like the concept, but they don't want to do the whole thing. We can certainly help them on that. Two is really trying to find the right hotel opportunity to go into. We look at two-story properties maximum. Try to stay away from elevators, swimming pools. Um, Trying to get 80 or more doors. Trying to get into a community that has 200,000 or more population. Um, so we have a very defined buy box, we'll call it. So we just have to do a lot of due diligence when we go in to acquire a property, just to make sure it checks off all the boxes. Um, other than that, it does take some prowess for an investor to go in and do what we do. We've got the experience, we've got the background. So it's not for the lighthearted. It's not for your average investor. But again, we love to have a conversation with anybody that has any degree of interest. Love to share the concept.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense that there's so many different knowledge and skill sets. It's not your typical, residential or multifamily building that maybe people are
Right.
accustomed to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Was there a certain education process that you underwent in order to, yeah, develop this skill set?
Not really. I think it's just both Josh, my partner, and I just having our background. Me being involved in the formation of VRBO back in 1995. My background in the timeshare industry, building 17 resort communities up and down the West Coast. So definitely, we're both definitely heavy in the hospitality side of things, and just taking a real holistic approach. And our philosophy is really we start from inside a hotel unit and work our way out. So we want that experience. We have our own certain linen and bedding. So it just working from the inside out, and it's just worked really well for us. And there's definitely some secret sauce that we have that I think others don't.
Totally. Why do you prefer hotel, Airbnb over other types of investments?
Well, what I see is really the return on investment just seems to be a lot higher. And to me, to go in and buy uh, a single family home and Airbnb it. Personally, it's like watching paint dry. It's just too low of investment for me. Just takes a long time to get an ROI. I'm seeing many communities banning Airbnb or short-term rental activity, where with the hotels we're a hospitality zone. We can do anything. There's no restriction. The city or the municipality isn't going to take um, that away from us. So I think it's really safe harbor as we continue to go forward, and as um, local hospitality associations put more and more pressure on the municipalities to tamp down or eliminate short-term rentals by individuals. I think we're just in a real safe zone. So that's probably one of the biggest.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned that you were one of the supporters in the start of VRBO. What did that role look like?
Yeah, so I provided quite a bit of the early inventory for the concept and just some conceptual ideas for it back in 1995. So I was pretty proud of that involvement. And I had a large vacation rental company in Dillon, Colorado. VRBO was founded in Breckenridge. So yeah, I was just excited about that. So it's paid off in spades just in our current concept.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the goals you have for where you want your business to be heading?
Yeah, so the whole goal would be to get to about 20 properties over the next three or 4 years, and then just manage them very well, increase efficiencies. Um, Typically when we acquire these properties, let's say for $1.5 million, we're building them pretty quickly to be valued at 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 3 million, literally doubling the acquisition cost. So, we're quickly building, some probably $120 million portfolio. So pretty exciting, about that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
really right now for just long-term hold, they're profitable, so there's really no reason to sell them right at the moment. There may come a time years from now that converting them to apartments, that seems to be, I think right now, a bigger trend with these types of hotels than we're seeing other people just going in and Airbnb them. So a lot of
Yeah,
upside potential as time goes on.
definitely. Amazing. So before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you?
Yeah, please feel free to email me or call me. My direct number is 206-852-9711, and my email is my first and last name, Jeff Dickinson, 55 at gmail.com. I'd love to have a conversation with any of you, and answer any questions and go over the concept with you. Yeah, I'd welcome that.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. Thank you for being here.
Michelle, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Of course. And for those listeners tuning into the show, if you got value, make sure that you've subscribed. We have more conversations with operators like Jeff who are building real businesses. We'll see you on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.